Guys, it's me. Again. Yeah, who do you expect? Ghostbusters? No, it's me. Alright. Who you gonna call? Those bastards. Yeah, I cannot get it out of my mind. When I heard about those bastards, it's over. No more Ghostbusters for me. Just those bastards. Okay, now I'm very much displeased with those legs. Those legs, I don't like it. Why? Because they're not circular. I mean, you see, they're a bit strange. So I will try from the back here. I will go to my scrape brush, which is flattening things, and I will flatten this back side a bit and the front side a little bit. And it will be probably one of the difficult things to make those legs straight and the same. They're not the same thickness, but the same thickness all around. They shouldn't be too thick here in the top. A little bit thicker maybe, but not too thick and not too thick. Thick. And in the bottom especially not so thick. So it's good. And I was thinking just now how from a respected ZBrush artist I became a Blender fanboy. But Blender has developed so much in this few years that I haven't used it. You know, I started using Blender. I didn't start it. I tried Blender a little bit in, I think, 2008. It was 14 years ago. I just tried Blender for the first time, and let's say it was not good. It was crashing constantly, and I was just displeased. So I just left it. But after the version 2.8, everything just changed. Blender just blew up the 3D community. It's just now amazing software and it's free. It's just, I cannot believe that. I cannot believe the things you can do with this software and it's free. Yes. And I'm super excited about the future of Blender, and I'm super excited about the courses I will do with Blender. We can try to do much more complex characters than this, but this is, I think, good for beginners. We don't need to go super high, super deep in the beginning. In the beginning, you need to swim close to the shore to not drown your hopes of becoming a 3D artist. Because, yeah, you will not drown yourself, you will drown your hopes. So you better just stay. So see how much time I'm spending on these legs. Why? Because their topology is crap, just not good. So let's, okay, I don't have this Q here. So I will go again. The wireframe, I need it to be with Q. And I will add it to Q. Okay, now I have it. See, here the topology is amazing. And now here you have this kind of a bleh thing. That's bad. But other than that, it's not super bad topology, by the way. So, but we will do a little test with the topology a little bit later. I will show you. It's interesting. What thing can do the best topology of a body in Blender? And I know the answer, but I will show you. I will show you. I will not just tell you. I will show you what's happening, especially with the fingers. It's just... So now, let's learn how to combine meshes. It's very important because now the fingers are separate, the hands are separate, and the body is separate, so we need to combine them. How to combine it? We cannot do this in sculpt mode. So I will go Control Tab and go to Object Mode, and here I will select with Shift all the parts. So I'm just Shift clicking on all parts, and now they are all selected. And now to combine them, we can right click and go to Join, Control J. This is easy. Or just press Control J, of course. And I'm pressing Control J. And now they are one mesh. But there are different meshes inside this one mesh. If we go to Edit Mode with Tab, and now we can press L, and we will select this one. We'll press L and select this one. L, 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 because they are different meshes. How to make it one continuous mesh? There are, maybe we can say there are few ways of doing this. By the way, we did a little bit of a mess. This subdivision here is not good. I will apply it. I don't need these modifiers, by the way. To apply the modifiers, so to kind of apply them so they don't exist anymore, but they are applied to the mesh, we don't have to be in the edit mode. So I will go out of edit mode with tab. You see, tab, no, here, tab, tab, okay. Out of edit mode, and then go and apply. Just click this little arrow, which every of these modifiers have, and apply the other one too. So I have applied those modifiers, and we have pretty dense mesh now. So I always like to see how much polygons I have in my screen. How to do that? We have to go to statistics in here. In this viewport overlays, those two circles here, we go and check statistics, and we will see here triangles, faces, edges, and everything. So we have 500,000 triangles, which is not bad. The last mesh that I'm working now for the game that we are doing in Gameloft is not ready, and it's 8 million triangles already. But it's a pretty complex mesh. I may show it to you a little bit later in some video, but I don't want to show it in the first videos because it's confidential. Okay, now this is not combined. These are one mesh, but it's not connected. This mesh is not connected. So let's go to sculpt mode and connect it. And connection, of course, will go with Control R. And this will connect the meshes. But if you see, this is not doing a very good job. So I'll Control Z, and I will Shift R to get my mesh. Let me see, Shift R. And yeah, that's why, because the squares are big. So I'll go down, 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 very small squares. Why? Because I need the fingers to not connect to each other. So I hope in this, they will not connect to each other. Let's try now. Control R. It's not good. I mean, the fingers are starting to intersect with each other, which is not good. So I will go even lower. Even lower will be like this probably. Let's try Control R. And now it's a little bit better, but still I don't completely like it, but I will leave it as it is. Now, if I start working, what we'll notice? I'm working, I'm just moving, but I don't have symmetry. So I will turn on symmetry and symmetrize just in case. Okay, now it's okay. And now I will turn off my wireframe. Pressing Q for quick favorites and turn off my wireframe, or just go here and turn off the wireframe, because I need to see the mesh better. So this is how you combine your meshes. It's not so hard. Of course, it's pretty easy. You just have to remember it. But we probably will do this kind of thing again or not. We'll see in this course. I need to show you a lot of things about hard surface, although most courses are for hard surface. But if you are taking this course and you want to learn everything, I need to show you the hard surface. Now I'm inflating this. I'm scaling a little bit. I mean, with the G. I will inflate the fingers too, because they are pretty small. The distance between the fingers, by the way, if you notice your hand, you will see that your fingers are not kind of connect to each other like this. You have distance between the fingers. You have like the finger, then plane, like here, and then you have the other finger. So that's why we're making this kind of distance here. It's good to have it. If you don't have it, have it. Just make it, okay? Okay. Now, I think the hands could be a little bit longer. Why am I thinking that? Because most of the time, in the real person, the hands are going a little bit above the knees they're ending, and those hands are super small. So, how I will increase the size of the hands? Let's see. Let me just hide the image plane, because I don't need it for now. And we have to select mask only the arms. I will just Control Shift and drag like this to select them from the front view. Okay, now I've selected the arms. I can press A and grow mask a little bit, and press A, and grow mask again, press A, oops, Control Z. It's okay. Now I will grow the mask again a few times. Okay, now I can smooth the mask, press A and smooth it, down, down, go down. And now I want to invert the mask. And now what I want to do is scale the arms. And if I go to the scale tool, which is this one, I will scale it, but from here, which I don't like. From here, it doesn't work for me, because you see, it's not gonna work. So I want this to come down here. How to do that? I can go to my mask brush and smooth. Then I can go again to the scale, and then we have to go to sculpt, set pivot, pivot to mask border. You have to remember that, because otherwise it will be difficult to put your pivot where you want to be. And now it should go to the mask border, so the border between the masked and unmasked. So sculpt, set pivot, pivot to mask border. And now I will be able to scale my hand like this. Let me see. Okay, this size probably a little bit bigger, I mean smaller than this. A little bit bigger than this. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to scale. It's okay. A little bit bigger. I don't want them to be super huge. I don't want them to be small either. So I think this is fine. This looks fine. I will press A and clear mask. Or I will show you this. So this, it's going over me too. No. I want to go over this, but no. I just wanna show you a little bit of few shortcuts here for the sculpting mode. So Control Alt and Tablet Draw is zoom, and those are for the navigation. The G is grab brush, of course. X is draw brush. Those other shortcuts are for the other brushes, but they're the default shortcuts. They are not our shortcuts, and I made our shortcuts because they are a little bit easier. So Alt M will unmask all. So you don't have to go A, and yeah, we're not in the sculpt mode now. You don't have to go A and then clear mask. You can press Alt M, but Alt M is a little bit difficult to press. So in my opinion, the shortcut A for the masking is the most important one, and it's amazing. It's just so close to your left hand. It's just super cool. So yeah, this is my left hand, by the way. I don't know if you know, but this is my left hand. I will move myself a little bit. The camera I will move, but whatever. So left hand, right hand. This is for me, and that's why I'm drawing with my right hand. So what? N opens the side menu for view, focal length, and other stuff. Yeah, let's try. N, it's here. So view, tool, and item are the default options here. You can have some add-ons, and they mostly will come here. So my two add-ons are Quadrimesh and Screencast keys, just for you to see those keys. You don't need this add-on at all. It's just for me, because I'm a teacher, I need it. And Quadrimesh is the most important add-on in my opinion. It's too bad it's paid, but it's worth every penny. Yeah, I know most of you are learning Blender because you are students, you don't have money, or you're from poor countries. Like, for example, let's say India is not the richest country, we all know that. Although some of the, I mean, Bulgaria, my country, is also not very rich, is the poorest country in the European Union, but it's in the European Union, so it's a little bit good. But for example, Pakistan, India, or other countries like Egypt, for example, although Egypt is almost the same level as my country, but not exactly, it's a little bit lower. Ukraine is kind of poor, and many others, of course. But from Africa, I don't have too much people that are watching my courses, except from South Africa and from Egypt, mostly from those countries. Okay, so let's continue. Here N was this, Shift R, remesh density. Yeah, I was talking about the Quadrimesh. So Quadrimesh is the best. I will show you why it's the best. And if you are a student or you don't have the money, you have to, at least for the course, try this plugin or add-on. In Blender they're called add-ons. Try this add-on and see if it works for you, and at some point you can buy it in the future. You can collect some money, and I think between $60 and $100. Yes, it's not cheap. It's not cheap, but it's worth every penny because it saves you a lot of time. So once you start doing characters like for money, freelancing, then you can afford it and you can buy it. Before that, I don't think it's worth for you to buy it. I will show you how you can manually retopologize your models so you can spend the time you need. You have time, you don't have money. So you spend time, and you will do the same as with this plugin or add-on. It does just like this for seconds. So Shift R remesh and Control R remesh. Remesh density change and Shift R is remesh. Control tab. I may put this in the project files tab. I don't think somebody will need it, but if you want just to look at it, these are the most common. So mask options, Alt plus M, Control I is reverse the mask, but you don't need it if you have mask options, of course, and Alt Q to select the different objects here in the sculpting mode. So you go Alt Q, Alt Q, Alt Q, and I'm selecting the different objects. All right, I like what we are having here. So let me talk about the ZRemesher a little bit. ZRemesh. ZRemesh? No, Quad Remesh. Yeah, ZRemesh is in ZBrush, but this is doing the same job, so I'm saying ZRemesh, it's Quad Remesh. So Quad Remesh, you go to the site, you download it, and you download the zip file, it's very important, and you go like this, Edit, Preferences, let's remove the mouse in my other monitor, and you go to Add-ons, and here you press Install, and when you press Install, you just drag the zip file here and it will open the folder of the zip file, and you just select the zip file and click install add-on and it's ready. It's very easy to install. So you just drop the zip file in this window where you install and you press install add-on and it will be installed, and you can find it by Quad. Yeah, this is Quad Remesher, and it will look like this. When you install it, it will be like this. But if you click it, then you will activate it. It will be in Blender, but it will be deactivated, and you will activate it like this. And here you can remove it and stuff like this. So in the beginning, you will have probably when you activate it from here and go, you close this, and you go to the N menu, N in the keyboard, and you will see Quad Remesh here, and you will have to probably activate it. It will say activate or something. You will activate it. You will have to register probably. Yeah, to download it even you have to register with valid email, and that's it. It's not a very complicated process. It takes like 10 minutes or even less, but you will have it for 1 month. Make good use of it. And for 1 month, by the way, if you are spending enough time, if you use your time wisely, if you are working like 4 or 5 hours a day, like 1.5, 2 hours watching courses, watching tutorials on YouTube, there are a lot of them, and the other, and working at the same time in Blender, doing stuff from tutorials, doing stuff for yourself, doing stuff from some concepts, and at the end you will be very good in Blender at some point for 1 month only, but you have to put the time. And yeah, if you use this Quad Remesh for 1 month, you will probably find money to buy it. I will just tell you that, yeah. So let me show you what this plugin can do. So for example, we want to remesh the body. Why do we want to remesh it? Because here you cannot smooth this very good. Let's try to smooth it with the subdivision surface, and it's not working. I mean, it's not very good. Let's smooth it more. 3 iterations, and I will try. I'm trying to smooth it, but it seems like some parts you see you cannot do it. Just cannot do it, and it's starting to lag also. I will control. Yeah. Okay, it stopped lagging for now. So you see those bumps on the arm here. It's you cannot fix that because the topology is bad. So how to fix that. Let's remove this. Now, let's try the first options. First of the options. Let's go to the triangle, to remesh, and the voxel remesher. We already tried that because this is our voxel remesher. This is the result of this voxel remesher, so it's not working. Let's try the quad remesher. So the voxel is here, the quad is here. Quad reflow. 2000 will be not enough. 3000. We'll try to 3000. Mode faces, preserve sharp, preserve mesh boundary, smooth normals, and okay. Alright. So, yeah, it's not good. Let me say. It's not exactly perfect. Although, it could do, probably. Let's see the wireframe. Yeah, at least it preserved the fingers, because most of the time it just disables the fingers. Now we have fingers, and it's not that bad. But here you see stretched polygons. I don't know why it's doing this. And it's not looking perfect at all. I can try to smooth it, by the way, and see what happens. And yeah, smoothing this low polygon count will result in very thin geometry. But I can inflate it also, and basically you can work with that. That's, yeah, and on the body it's done a good job, and here we kind of have a nice topology, but it's not the best. Yeah, it could be much better. Let's try to smooth it out with some modifier, this subdivision surface modifier. We go to the modifiers and then subdivision surface twice or 3 times. Let's try 3 times. Okay, and let's remove the wireframe, and it's not bad. I mean, it's not super bad. It's smooth, but it needs a lot of work. If you do it by hand, it will be a lot of work to do it by hand, by the way. So I will Control Z out of this if I can. Hopefully I can, because I have a lot of Control Z's. If I haven't, it will be bad. But I went to Edit, Preferences, and Save and Load, Node System, and I increased the undo steps. It was 30 something. I just double it, 68. For me it's fine. 68 is better. So now I can show you this remesh. So let's try even less polygons, 2500, and X, remesh it. Symmetry by X, and then remesh it. I believe in you, you can do it. Remeshing succeeded. So we have to have our remesh, but it remeshed the ears. I don't know why it remeshed the ears again. I will Control Z out of it, and I will go to our body and select only this body, not the ears. And now 2500, oops, 2500, and then remesh it. We're looking at the body. Hopefully it will remesh the body this time, and it's done, and it's looking pretty much okay. Let's see, the topology is amazing. I mean, yeah, it's much better than the last things. So I will leave it for now like this. I will show you manually how you can do retopology. Of course, if I show you how to do retopology of the whole body, it will take us I'm sorry about that, but I was sick by the coronavirus just a few days ago, and hopefully it passed, but still I have some issues, you know, with my voice. But it's not that bad because it's a rare occasion. Okay, I rarely have this. So I will move here a little bit. I just want to fix some things, and yeah, it will take too much time, and this course will be amazingly long. So there will be no time traveling, or what was it called, where I do something and then show it to you fast forward. No. I will just show you, for example, on the face, how you can retopologize. And you can apply this to the body, you can apply this to the hands and everything. Of course, you can use a mixture of both worlds. But yeah, I advise you to use the Quad Remesher add-on. Of course, it's free for 1 month. So you can learn yourself, you can do some courses, you can do some characters, and at the end, you will decide whether you want to buy it or not. But every character artist that's working on in Blender, and I, believe me, kind of asked few of them, they said that this is the best tool. And yeah, it's paid, but sometimes good things are not free. One of those artists is George Zaki. You probably, some of you know him. He's making very nice, stylized meshes in Blender. Mostly anatomy, stylized anatomy in Blender. And he's good, although he's pretty young. When I was his age, I was not that good. But he is kind of doing great. He's from Egypt. And he will do good things if he continues in this path. So, when we have retopologized the body, for example, we can use this retopologized mesh to make our switcher. Okay, yeah. I will call this red thing the switcher. This. We can make this the dress, the cloth. From this, we can duplicate this mesh, delete some things, and make it from this. The other way to do it is by masking, extracting the mask. And I will show you how to do this, of course. But not in this video, probably in the next video, because this video became pretty long and we need to end it. By the way, when you remesh, you will have your own old mesh somewhere here, but it's hidden. But it's good to have, okay? Yeah. So let's remove the wireframe to see what's happening. It's looking great. Thank you, Quad Remesher, for your presence. Yes. All right. Yes. See you in the next video, of course.